Reggie here, your friendly neighborhood bodybuilder and comic book collector, and I want to welcome you to another one of my live streams. This is the Ready, Set, Go preview show. This is a show that we do every single Sunday night at 7:30 p.m. Pacific time. It is a time in which we come together and just have a conversation about what's going on in the world of comics. And we typically talk about some news and current events and etc., etc. But one of the things that we always do is we always give away a cool slab from our friends at Go Collect. We also have a ton of fun, and I provide you with a preview of the content that is going to be coming out from my channel over the course of this week. And I will tell you that there is a healthy amount of content that is going to be coming out from the channel this week. I neglected to release something last week that I'm now going to release this week along with some extra stuff. So I definitely want to encourage you guys to stay tuned for the breakdown of all the content that's going to be coming out over the course of the next several days. And I definitely want to wish everyone a wonderful Christmas. For those that celebrate Christmas, we are on the backside of Christmas and we are headed into the new year. And I have honestly enjoyed a few days off, and I'm going to take a few more here as we slide into the new year. Typically between Christmas and New Year's, there isn't much work that actually happens. And that's been a historical thing for me for much of the last 15 years because of the industry that I'm in. And I'm going to tell you that this year, I am learning like no other to enjoy downtime. And so hopefully you guys are enjoying time off if you've taken time off of work. And if not, hopefully you've enjoyed maybe spending some time with family if you've been able to do that. I personally have not. We did, however, do a wonderful session on something called House Party. My family and I got together for Thanksgiving on this app. And we did it again on the day before Christmas. And my father had us play a game. I didn't know what the game was. I was determined to win the game. I did not win the game. I was a little disappointed with that, but I did have a fantastic time just seeing all of my brothers and sisters, my parents, grandmother, except uncles, great, et cetera, et cetera. I was able to see them all on this great app. So hopefully you guys had some good time here. So I want to say hello to some comic book soldiers before we get to the very light agenda that I have. Again, I'm enjoying my time off, and so I did not want to burden myself with too much of an agenda. But there are some things that we're going to get to. But let's go ahead and say hello to some comic book soldiers that are in here. My man Wheels is in here. It's good to see you. My friend DB is in the house. Ultimista is in here. The OG Blue Wrench Tina is here. I had somebody reach out to me and they said, "What is a blue wrench?" And so I want to take this moment to acknowledge a couple of the blue wrenches that are hanging out here. They're like grouped together right there. So shout out to Tina, Matt Woods, and Climbing Comics. So a blue wrench is essentially a moderator that helps keep an eye on the chat, helps keep me honest on different things that are happening that I may not see just because of the nature of what's going on with this thing. So a blue wrench is someone that keeps me in line and helps to keep some order to the channel and to the chat. Some of the blue wrenches do various things. Some show up to all the live streams and help me do things here. Others are on Discord to help me moderate things over there. There's a couple of blue wrenches. By and large, what I will tell you is a blue wrench is a person that I trust. And it is also a person that I speak to on a regular and consistent basis and probably have for quite some time. And I've even met many of them face to face. So blue wrenches are just awesome. And then you've got OGs. You got OG original gangster blue wrenches like Tina. Sully Two Kings is in the house. How you doing, brother? It is good to see you, my friend. Joe is in the house. It is good to see you. Let me scroll through the name. Jerry is in here. Chuck is in here. Master Blaster, another blue wrench. My man 2021 New Age Investments is in the house. My man Chuck is here. Chris Bigger, it is good to see you, brother. A lot of people, not a lot of people, but a couple of people sent me some really, really fantastic Christmas presents, man. And I'm very appreciative of all of those individuals that took time out to send me things. So Jason, shout out to you, brother. I want to give a huge shout out to my man Master Blaster right here. As a Blue Wrench, he took it on himself to actually organize for Patreon members what they called a secret Gibbon exchange. And it was a really fun idea in which we basically, exchange gifts among Patreon members. And this was something that was organized by Master Blaster. He did a lot of the work, and I'm very appreciative for his efforts and everyone else that participated in this thing. Shout out to all of you guys. I got some pretty awesome stuff, one of which is on the shelf back behind me there, that really fantastic Knoll sketch that is sitting back there on the shelf. Really, really cool stuff. Again, Master Blaster, thank you, brother, for everything. Connie is in the house. It is good to see you. Scrolling through the names. L. Smith is in here. How you doing? Another Matt. It's good to see you, my friend. Trying to get to a few other people. Almighty Liger King is in here. Quest Dog is in the house. Bello is in here. Let me see. I think I saw, as I came in here, I think I saw Bueller was in here for a hot second. It's good to see you. Kimball's in here. It's good to see you guys. Wes, how you doing, brother? It's good to see you guys. All right. So again, hopefully everybody had some good a good holiday season thus far. Scrolling through some of the names here. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, so we have a Gibbon Gang member coming up, 2021 New Age Investments, who actually came to Garage Con talking about he's trying to get his ASM 110 on. I love it. Love it. Jerry, brother, I don't know. I think you're talking about Patreon. If you decide to do it, now is the time to do it. I will tell you that because we have a stack of books that we are going to be given to Patreon members. Well, to one lucky Patreon member who happens to be a member for January and February. We're going to do a random drawing and give away a couple of cool books. So if you are interested in doing Patreon, there's a stack of stuff here that is available to people. And you have to be on board before the 1st of January, because that's when the billing cycle actually starts. So again, I'll just throw it out there. Tina's like, shiny. I told you guys I was going to put something shiny in there. I may throw some other stuff in there, to be honest with you. I've been trying to take a little bit of a break from the comic book room, to be honest with you. So I haven't been in here a whole lot over the last few days. But yeah, I may throw some other things in there. Sith Lord, my man, thank you very much, brother. Sith Lord hooked me up. That is his sketch right there. He crushed it. That Knoll back there, and he gave me something else. I don't know if I'm gonna show it yet. I may do it in a video. We'll see. When is the next GarageCon? We typically do GarageCon once per year, and I, for whatever reason, normally get around to doing it right before Thanksgiving. But Jerry is asking me to do another GarageCon sometime in the warmer months. So we will see. We will see whether I can actually make some magic happen. So I think a couple of people have actually noticed what is going on with my my room here. I made some changes, man. I stepped in here a little bit earlier today. I was feeling kind of frisky first thing this morning, and I came in here and I stood at the door for a little while. And I was like, I want to do something different. So I decided to actually take down not the poster that people talk about on the wall, but the hand painted cover recreation by Frog Boy. I took that off the wall of Fantastic Four 48, or no, 48, 49, one of those. I took it off the wall and decided to go back to all slabs. So I put all slabs back up there. I think everything up there pretty much is from the 60s and 70s by and large. I think that's basically the theme, if anybody was wondering. Let me see. What is this? I think the next GarageCon will be closer to me this year, says DB. We shall see, man. We shall see. My wife is trying to get me to make some magic happen, man. So we will see. Thank you, brother. Yeah, I just needed to do something a little bit different. Sean says, my waters are very red. Star Wars is the bloodiest of red. I mean, well, between Star Wars and Turtles, it is like a bloody mess out there. I'll be completely honest with you. Both of those things are crazy. My man Nosh is in the house. How you doing, brother? What is this? See, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Everybody's talking about, here's the thing. To do GarageCon, it actually has to be in a garage at my house. To do GarageCon. So everybody's like, take GarageCon on tour. I need a garage at my house. And my house is not on wheels. So therefore, no, we may do something. You never know. You never know what craziness I'll actually come up with. Almighty Liger King checking out the wall back there. What about a right? Oh my goodness. Here's the thing. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. My limit on driving before I get sleepy is like 30 minutes. I would be completely honest. I was that kid that my mom used to put me in the car to get me to go to sleep, right? So she would drive me around, and I don't think I've ever lost that. So if I'm in a car or something that's rocking, like making some noise, like an airplane, I am sleep so fast. It is not, I will sleep before the plane takes off, and I will wake up when the plane lands. That is my talent. I'm gonna be honest with you. Put me in a car 30 minutes, I get to rocking, and I'm sleep. I'm a sleepy person. That's why I drink so much coffee. Chris Bicker's like, come on down to Bama. He's got a garage down there. That's what's I had a lot of real estate on the East Coast, and we finally got rid of it all this year. All real estate outside of California is now gone. I have divested myself of all of that stuff. So I'm very, very happy about that. Basically, if you find a cheap Star Wars man, I'm telling you, it's brutal. It's brutal. Scrolling through. So that you guys are hilarious, man. Brother, Sully Two Kings just noticing the Lobo 1 and 2, brother. I had to bring the Lobos out. Where are they? Right there. I had to bring the Lobos out. I actually got myself, because of the last massive unboxing of CGC books that I received the other day. And if you haven't seen this video, I definitely encourage you to check it out. It's a cool video. But because I knew I had those books coming in, I ordered myself another BCW graded comic book bin. So I ordered that, and I kind of sort of sorted some of my slabs a little bit, where it was like Sugar Box. And if you don't know what an Sugar Box, if you search here on the channel, Regie Collects Sugar Box, you'll see it's a couple of videos. But I have my Sugar Box. I have my kind of sort of Sugar Box, and then I just have good slabs, right? So it's basically about I think it's like I have 6 graded bins now, and everything is kind of sort of organized. You know what I'm saying? Like, one of the bins is primarily just ASM. If it's ASM, it goes in that bin, unless it's an Sugar Box ASM. But the stuff is a little organized, and most of it sits right here. But as I was doing some of that sorting of books, I decided that that's part of what I ended up putting up on the wall was, let me get some of these up. Let's get them out of the boxes. Let's get a look at them, and let's celebrate all this good stuff right there. So I think are you talking about the wrong Lobo, or are you talking about the right Lobo, Chuck? Because I think it was Sully Two Kings is talking about the other Lobo. So a lot of people ask this question. So let me show you guys this real quick. So you head over to Regie Collects. Let me share my screen with you guys real quick. Let me take that comment off, because I get this question, like I probably get this question at least once a week. What do I use to actually hang my comics on the wall? So if you guys go over here to regiecollects.com and you go to partners, there is actually a page here, and here you have the collector mount. That is what I use. And if you use my code Regie Collects, you can actually save 15%. So what I will tell you is I absolutely get nothing from these guys. Bill is the owner of Collector Mount. I love his product. I have his stuff on my back wall. I have his stuff on my front wall. But this will allow you to save yourself a couple of bucks. But they're called collector mounts. What's great about them is that you can actually use them for raw books, for graded books. They have them for albums, concert posters, like you name it, they can mount it or display it using these slabs. Like, they even have extensions where you can make them bigger and stuff like that. So if you head over to regiecollects.com, go to the partner page, there's a ton of different things there, like MIP sheets, collector mounts, the links for Patreon, go collect.com. If you haven't, here, let me do this real quick. If you guys haven't yet joined Go Collect, there is actually something here for you guys as well. On the website, regiecollects.com, you can actually use the Go Collect code here, and you can actually save, you can get access for free for 30 days using this code right here. Again, I get nothing off of that. It's just something that Go Collect and Collector Mount and MIP Sheet, those are a couple of people that I work with that give me these codes. I make them available to you guys. Just so you can save yourself a couple of bucks. So there you go. Let me scroll through some of the comments here. There you go. Matt knows all about it because he won the contest last year, the room makeover contest, and actually got a nice little supply of some of those things. And I just lost my chat here. So let me try to get my chat back, because it just went out. So let me see if I can get that back real quick. I need to share a page real quick. So let me do that, and let me see if we can get it to come back. For some reason, whenever I do this thing in a different order, the chat will go out on me. There we go. And now I think we're back. Good stuff. All right. We lost that for a hot second. So Jerry's asking a question here. Is there a Patreon tier that you need to have to be eligible for the free books? Yeah, great question, Jerry. So the way that we do it is I have a couple of tiers, as you probably saw. The lowest tier is $1.99, and that honestly just gets you access to the podcast. So if someone just wants the podcast, they can do that. That is, and the only thing you get is with the podcast. I think your next tier is, I want to say $4.99. And then it goes up from there, right? So at the $4.99 or $5 tier, basically what you do is you get access to more stuff, right? But not all of the stuff as if you were on a higher tier. And we do the giveaways the same way. The higher the tier, the more stuff you get. So if you're at the highest tier, you win, you get everything. If you're at the lowest tier, we're going to take some stuff out and you're going to get a couple of books. And I'm not going to send you like the worst of the books. I'm just not going to give you the best book at the lowest tier, right? Because it has to kind of balance itself out and make sense, because the $5 Patreon, for example, should not, in my opinion, get the same thing as somebody that pays $50 a month, because that's the highest tier. So I try to balance it in some way and give you a couple of cool books, but you cannot be at the $1.99 tier to be eligible. Everything above that, you are eligible, et cetera, et cetera. So, and I will tell you what you get is you get a lot of behind the scenes stuff. You get access at a certain level, not the lowest level, but some of the higher levels. You get access to a private chat on Discord, where we talk a little bit more inside of there. I give you a lot of more previews as to some of the things that I'm planning. And I'm actually probably going to give some Patreon members an opportunity to create some videos with me. That's one thing that I've been kind of noodling over the last few days. So Matt's throwing up a couple of things out there. So there you go. All right. So let's talk a little bit about the movie. So I've spent a little bit of time over the last like 2 weeks or so, week and a half. My wife actually got the HBO Max for me, and we have it for like the next 6 months or something like that. They gave her some kind of special deal. She went ahead and did it. So I've been binge watching just about everything that is on HBO right now. I'm in the middle of watching Birds of Prey, kind of enjoying that. I've been binge watching Titans. I finished both seasons of Titans. Absolutely loved it. Season 1 was solid. Season 2 was solid. I'm thoroughly enjoying Titans. Looking forward to hopefully season 3 when that thing comes back. But like many people, what I was actually gearing up for was to watch Wonder Woman 1984. And so I want to throw up on screen real quick if I can find it. There it is. So I guess there were some post-credit scenes. I honestly missed them and need to go back and watch them. And I don't want to ruin it for you guys, but there were some post-credit scenes in there that people are all abuzz about. What I will tell you is that I watched the movie, and it literally took me all day. It literally took me all day to watch the movie, because it was basically Christmas Day when I'm watching it. My kids were in one room playing with toys and would occasionally come in to ask me to open a toy, to help them assemble a toy, to fix a toy, to play with the toy, et cetera, et cetera. So it literally took me all day to watch this movie. I will say that it was, in my opinion, and I'll be going to the chat here in a few minutes. I'll say that it was an okay movie. I don't think that it was great. I honestly don't. I think that the first Wonder Woman movie to me was a better movie. This one was okay, right? And the gist of it, again, I don't want to ruin it for anybody, was about greed. That's what the gist of this movie was about greed and realizing and recognizing what's really important in life. To me, that is what the movie's about. There were some scenes early on with Diana as a young child that I actually really found compelling. I really enjoyed that early stuff in the first few moments of it, and I would have wanted to see more of that. I was hoping that we would see more of that, but we didn't. We didn't necessarily see that. The movie, based upon the name, as you probably have surmised, was based in the 80s, and it was really cool to see some of the scenes that they were able to set up in Washington, D.C. Like they were at Pentagon City, which is a mall that I used to shop at back when I was in college. They were in various parts of like Georgetown and D.C., a place where I spent a considerable amount of time. So I got a big kick out of that. My wife was sitting there on the sofa and would occasionally look up and see something on the screen and remember a store or something like that that she used to go to when she was younger. So I think it was that those parts were really cool. The love story part that was in there, I enjoyed that. I enjoyed it was a Barbara Minerva, the cheetah. I enjoyed her character, and I think she was in one of those like a comedic movie. And again, I'm not that great with movies, but Kristen Wiig is maybe her name. She is hilarious, and it was cool to see her in a different type of role. And I kind of enjoyed seeing her on screen and her transformation and stuff like that. My point is that there were these parts of the movie that I thought were really, really fun. Some of the stuff in between, I didn't really enjoy, and I think, in my opinion, I felt like the movie was too long, but it could have just been because I had my attention diverted, of course, right? Because I'm starting, stopping, literally over a couple of hours to try to get through this movie. And I just didn't sit down and just watch it, So maybe it could have been me, but I felt like it was a little too long, like maybe like 40 minutes too long, 30 minutes too long. It just felt like there were parts that were just could have been truncated, could have been trimmed back. And there were other scenes that I think were too short that I would have wanted to see more. Like there was this one scene of him and her dressing up. And I'm not going to say, I don't want to give it all away, but like him and her dressing up, I could have done without that 15 minutes. I really could have done without that. That served no purpose to me. But again, it was an entertaining movie. I enjoyed part one more. There were aspects of this one that I did enjoy. It sounds like they're actually going to make a part 3, so we'll see what happens in part 3. But it wasn't a horrible movie. So let me bounce back to the chat real quick. Chuck is like 2 hours and 30 minutes. Wasn't that the length of the whole movie? Wasn't it like 240 or something like that? Chuck's like, the whole movie was just too long. The thing is, you might be right, but I look at like some of the TV shows. The TV shows aren't bad. Like I turned on for like one episode, Stargirl. That wasn't bad, right? I watched, again, 2 full seasons of Titans. I enjoyed that. I've watched Green Arrow. I watched Supergirl. I've watched Flash. I've watched several of the DC. I'm watching Birds of Prey right now, and that's actually not too bad. So I don't know. I just feel like, I don't know. There's a little bit of magic that might be missing. There may be a little bit of some magic that is actually missing right now. So Sith Lord is like, Wonder Woman comics or Blue Ocean. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. That's a very good question as to what is going to happen with like issue number 7, which is the first appearance of Minerva, and then issue 9 where she becomes Cheetah. It's going to be interesting to see what happens to the values of those comics, because we'll see what people think about the movie and whether there is any kind of sustainability associated with, a movie that comes out that maybe isn't the greatest movie, not bad, but isn't the greatest. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how it plays out. Let me see. Chuck is basically saying Wonder Woman 3 has already been greenlit. There you go. And again, it's not that it was bad. I think Wonder Woman as a character, I don't want to ruin it. There were a couple of scenes in there that I was like, oh, that's dope. Oh, that's dope. Like with the lasso. And I'll just leave it at that. With those were some cool scenes because, again, I'm not someone that's tremendously steeped in Wonder Woman lore, but I recognize the significance of certain moments. And I was like, oh, that's cool. And I don't know. Hopefully they can tweak it a little bit and see what's up. What is this? Adam Close says Wonder Woman 84 was okay. Kind of, sort of. First one was better. There you go. By far. Kristen Wiig, I think that's how you say her name. Kristen Wiig was good in the scene with, I didn't want to ruin it, but now that you said it, the jet was dope. The invisible jet was dope. It was, I didn't know she could fly. But again, I got a kick out of a lot of this stuff. Kimball's like the DC animated movies are great. I don't know that I've seen any of those, to be honest. I'm not the biggest cartoon guy, so I don't know that I've seen those, but I'll definitely take your word for it. So scrolling through some of the comments here, they could have cut out that part between the previews and the end credits. Oh, I think I might have missed that. I may have missed that. Oh, I know what you're talking about. I missed that completely. I missed it completely because I stopped the movie and I went and did something else. And then I saw some previews saying this is what happened. What's funny is that when we finished watching it and I came back a little bit later, the original Wonder Woman, Linda Carter show is available on HBO, and we started to watch it, my wife and I. And I'm gonna be honest with you, the intro to the show was so long that I kind of tapped out. It felt like a 10-minute intro to the show. I was like, I can't do it. I can't do it. So I didn't make it past the intro very much, to be honest with you, but I may swing back and actually check it out. DB is like the TV shows and cartoons are excellent. Again, the shows, I enjoy the shows. The Stargirl isn't bad. I mean, again, I only watched one episode. I'd like to maybe read the comic as well, but the one episode that I watched was not bad. And Bello's like, maybe they should pick up a comic. Patty Jenkins, man. Patty Jenkins has got to read it because Patty Jenkins actually co-wrote it with a couple of other people, and I can't remember who the others were, but I want to say at least one of them was a comic book person. At least I thought. DC can do TV, just not movies, unless it's dark like Batman, and Batman is just incredible. These are great questions. So scrolling through some of the comments here, Birds of Prey. No, well, I didn't like that they replaced the prettier Harley Quinn. I would have preferred the other Harley Quinn versus this Harley Quinn, but it is what it is. What is this? Wonder Woman Part 3 will be called Wonder Woman 20. Oh, Chuck, I'm going to be honest with you, brother. In many ways, 2020 is a disaster. Even if you take off the Wonder Woman part, 2020 is a disaster for a lot of people. The TV shows have been solid. Doom Patrol has a different feel. Did I start watching the Doom Patrol? I want to say I did. I've been binge watching some HBO Max, man. If it's on HBO Max, I am watching it. I watched almost all of the Alien stuff. I haven't watched Aliens versus Predator yet, but that's on the list to actually watch. Scrolling through some of the comments here, you guys are going back and forth. DC is the master of animation, and they should just focus on that more than ever before. Just make a more edgier Disney animation type stories. DC needs to stick with anime. A couple people are saying the same thing. Scrolling through some of the comments here, the shows are a lot better than the movies. I liked Arrow and Titans. Flash is okay. I hope they do Green Lantern right. My fingers crossed that they will. Fingers crossed. The Arrow was solid, man. That was solid. Titans I enjoyed. Supergirl I watched at least 2 seasons before I tapped out on that. I did not watch any of the Batgirl or Batwoman. I can't remember what it was called. I never watched any of that because they only did what, 1 season. I didn't see any of that. And again, I'm glad that I was finally able to check out Titans. I'm gonna be honest with you because I watch it, right, and then I'm like, I gotta go to storage. It's like I gotta go to storage because I gotta find these Titan books. I had three long boxes at least full of Titans that I never really touched because I wasn't really into Titans. I watched Titans and I was like, I gotta go to storage to get these Titans books. And I think to me, that's one of the cool things about some of these shows is that it actually gives you an opportunity to be introduced to these characters that maybe you've never read before. And now maybe you're curious to read those characters now that you've seen them in a slightly different way. And to me, that's a good sign. That's a good sign, I think, of these shows is that I went out and went to storage and hit some Titans. And I have a couple of Titans books sitting up here on the shelf as a result of that. So scrolling through the comments here. I never watched Gotham. I never watched that one at all. Oh, there were 2 seasons. I didn't watch a single episode. Not a single episode of that one. Swamp Thing was dope. I agree. I can't remember. Who was that? Red said that I thought Swamp Thing was pretty dope, to be honest with you. Second season, man, bro, there's a couple of scenes in the second season where I was like, that's official right there. That, like, they spent some money on the special effects, at least in a couple of scenes, a little bit more than what they normally do. Season 2 had some good special effects. Again, season 1 was nothing to sneer at. I got hooked with season 1. So I definitely enjoyed that. There you go. I agree. Swamp Thing was one of the best shows DC has done, and they canceled it. I think they canceled it, bro, because of that budget. I think that was an expensive one to make. And I think that that's why they did it, but they should have kept that going. I don't know. Was it Swamp Thing or Man Thing that had a TV show back in the day? Like back in the day, it was either a TV show or a movie. And as a kid, I remember watching it, but I've never seen it again outside of that. And it was, in my opinion, the Swamp Thing TV show that they came out was very reminiscent of that old one that I remember from childhood. And I gotta look it up to see if I can to find it again, because I kind of enjoyed that. Completely agree. And Rose, the daughter, I'm telling you, I was like, I need to go to storage because I was watching this stuff and I've seen the what is it? Second issue, I think, of Deathstroke's book, which is the first appearance of Rose. And I've had the first appearance of Jericho. Like, I've had this stuff, and I'm like, I wish I had seen the TV show before I sold some of those books, because now I want those books, you know? So let me see. There was a snafu with the tax credit for Swamp Thing. Yep. I think I remember that. And they could not do it. You're a nut. Oh my goodness, you are hilarious. I was scrolling through the comments. All right, so I will tell you guys, I'm not going to switch gears on you guys, because we are talking about right now Wonder Woman and stuff like that. But I will keep it going on this movie theme, even though, again, it's not my sweet spot. I have been watching a lot of movies, so this stuff is like top of mind for me right now. I want to show you guys, if I can find it, this one right here. I watched this movie. I watched this movie. I started out on the Stairmaster this morning watching this movie. And I'm going to be honest with you. This movie, man, a lot of people I remember saying really, really bad things about this movie. I'm going to be honest. I liked it. I like this movie. I like this movie better than Wonder Woman 84, to be honest with you. This movie, to me, I thought was pretty good. And I sat there over the course of the day, you know, noodling whether I like this movie because it was an X-Men Marvel thing and I'm a Marvel X-Men thing guy, or is it just a good movie, or a good movie, right? And I honestly think that this movie was not as bad as what people said that it was. I actually enjoy watching this movie. Wonder Woman felt too long to me. This movie was, I don't know how long it was, but I will tell you that I never really felt like, oh my God, this is boring. Oh my God, I got to fast forward this, like I did at certain points during Wonder Woman. Like this one, The action scenes were pretty good. There was, I think, a nice little nod occasionally to the source material. I enjoyed this one, man. I mean, I think that some of the actors that are in here that played Charles Xavier and Magneto, I think it did a really good job. The woman that played Jean Grey, I enjoyed her. I mean, I didn't like the Scott character. I'll be honest with you. I didn't really dig the Scott character, but by and large, I enjoyed this movie, man. I don't know if you guys have seen this thing, but I would definitely encourage you guys to check this one out, because this one, in my opinion, did not deserve the harsh criticism that was directed at it. I may watch it again. Here we go. So Rush is like, I like X-Men. What is that? 101 more. Right. No doubt. No doubt about that. I was like, now, I mean, I have 101. I'm like, I like it even more now, right? After having seen this movie and seen it come to life and seen how, again, they stayed true to the source material, but actually took some creative licenses with some of the things that they were doing that made a little more sense, right? Because if you look at X-Men 101, the team that you see in X-Men 101 is not the same team that you see in the movie, but they still did a really good job of aligning those two things and having it all make sense, in my opinion. I was surprised that here's the thing. I'm not surprised that Chris Claremont liked it, because I actually liked it. I think, again, I think for Chris, not that I know him all that well, but, I think, he created these characters, and to see these characters come to life on screen and still, be characters that he recognized. You know what I'm saying? I think like the Storm character had a great accent, right? I would have loved to see more of her, but I think some of the special effects that they did for her accent, her acting, I thought was pretty good, And again, when you look at the individual characters, you could see like Nightcrawler, grow a backbone. A pacifist grew a backbone in the midst of this story, and you could see that transition that he had to make and why he made it. And I think that those are probably some of the reasons why Chris was like, you know what, this is actually not a bad movie. Now, I would encourage you guys, check the movie out, not read it, but watch it, because it's actually not a bad movie. So scrolling through, I would probably agree with that. But I'll be honest with you. If you're not a Wonder Woman fan, reading Wonder Woman comics isn't necessarily easy. And I've tried to read some of the ones from the 80s, like the first appearance of Barbara, and when she became Cheetah. I literally tried to reread them again, and I still struggle with the comics. Maybe some of the newer stuff is better, but the stuff that I'm trying to read from the 80s, I struggle with some of that stuff just a little bit, to be honest with you. Sith Lord's like, First Class was best, he says. Jean Grey actress did a great job. Is that who that was? Was that Sansa? Oh, that is. Oh my goodness. I didn't really pay attention. I did not pay attention. I knew her, but I was like, where do I know her from? Scrolling through some of the comments here and see what else you guys are talking about. What is this? Deciding which movie is worth. Scrolling through, let me see what else you guys. Steve was like, I enjoyed it. Again, it wasn't all that bad. It really wasn't all that bad. No one wants to bring up that. No one wants to bring that one. There we go. We got a couple people that have watched it. No, I'm not. I've not been asked to come back yet, but you never know. You never know what could actually happen. So scrolling through some of the comments here, I wish they extended 2 to 3 movies and expanded the Hellfire Club. Yeah, I mean, again, that's what a lot of people were saying, is that what made the Dark Phoenix really good to some degree is like the build up to the Dark Phoenix and all that kind of stuff. And then what happens after, the build up to the Phoenix and then the Dark Phoenix, they kind of mashed it all together in one. And again, it wasn't terrible. It was not terrible. Scrolling through, there we go. Doug's chiming in. Logan is definitely the best X-Men related film for sure, though. Logan was dope. I'll be honest with you. Logan was dope, no doubt about that one. Scrolling through some of the comments here, I did. I watched New Mutants. I watched that one a couple of weeks ago, and I'll be honest with you. I don't think that one was as bad as what people said it was either. I think that I think that I don't know. I don't know why. I think everyone comes to a movie with their own, expectations, right? And for me, if I can sit down and watch a movie and just enjoy the movie, then to me, that's kind of sort of a good movie. If I'm entertained, I'm like, yeah, that was cool, right? If I'm bored, then I'm like, not a good movie. Those are like my criteria. Is it good or is it? But New Mutants wasn't as bad as I thought that it was going to be based upon everything that I had heard. And I sat there and I watched it and I enjoyed it. I did not go looking for Demon Bear comics though. I'll tell you that. But I want to say that I actually talked about the New Mutants movie maybe a month ago on one of the live streams that I did. I actually showed some images from it after I finished watching it. And again, I don't think that one was a bad one. Don't think it was bad. Scrolling through some of the comments here. Kimball's like, it was too depressing for me. What is this? New Mutants. I will definitely still want to see too, regardless if it's okay or not. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you, and you know what? I went into it with the mindset of, I went into it thinking it was a horror movie, to be honest with you. And it wasn't. Like people were saying it was a horror movie. I didn't get the horror film. I thought it was like, I don't know how I would classify it. I mean, it wasn't a comedy. It wasn't really a drama. I mean, it was maybe a little bit of a mystery kind of sort of, but it wasn't a bad movie at all. It wasn't a bad. Here you go. That's a good one. That's a good one. If you pick up your phone and you start scrolling, you're like scrolling. There you go. That's a sign that it's probably not a good movie. What is this? I saw New Mutants in the theater opening night. It made I hope it did make you sicker than the COVID, because the COVID is pretty bad. So hopefully it didn't do that to you. Demon Bear made more sense in the movie than it did in the comics. Again, the Demon Bear was not terrible. It wasn't terrible. I mean, the CGI on it wasn't like the best CGI that I'd ever seen, but it wasn't terrible. It had a little bit of some logic to it as to what it was and why it was being manifested and all of that good stuff. So again, wasn't terrible. It wasn't terrible. Let me see. I'm scrolling through some of this. I went to Green Lantern movie with the mindset it should be Chris Bigger, of course you did. Of course you did. I watched a little bit of Legion. I watched maybe the first 4 episodes of Legion on FX when it first dropped. And I just could never watch FX. I don't know why. Like, I have a block on certain channels where I just never go to that channel, to be honest with you. So I never saw any more outside of the first couple. But it wasn't terrible. It wasn't terrible. The Legion, like the comic, is trippy. It's a trippy comic. If you read the latest volume that they did, it's trippy. The TV show was just like that. And if you go to that show with that mindset of it's going to be trippy and it's going to be these sections where you're going to like, what is going on? Then you're going to be good watching that one, because that's exactly what happened to me. Scrolling through some of the comments here, Chris Bigger's like, it was so-so, it was okay. Yep. I thought the girl who played Lily, you know what? I struggle with her. I struggle with the girl that played Rasputin. I struggle with her up until the point she made that switch over. Because at first, I just found her to be annoying. I really found that girl to be annoying until she made the little transition. And I was like, okay, now I'm on board with you. And then after that, I was good with her as a character. But I would have liked to have seen maybe more special effects in that movie. I think some of the things that they did with Liliana Rasputin with her arm, and how it did the chainmail or whatever it was, upper arm or sword appear. I kind of enjoyed some of that, but they could have done more, I think, with the special effects in that movie. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Scrolling through some of the King's Gambit. There you go. Bello's on it. He's connecting all the dots, man. Connecting all the dots for us right there. Regie A is in the house. It's good to see you, brother. I think I liked Green Lantern more. Well done. I did not like the fact that she had what's the dragon's name? I can't even think of the dragon's name right now. That's Kate's dragon. I did not like to see the dragon with her, but this is probably the most I've ever spoken about movies, to be honest with you. If you guys are paying attention, I don't typically touch on movie stuff just because I don't have the depth of knowledge that a lot of folks have. But you know, it is what it is. So while we're on this topic of movies, right? Because I try to work within themes as best I can. I want to give you guys a heads up that if you haven't yet checked out this video right here, I definitely want to encourage you guys to do so. This is a video that I actually dropped on Christmas Day. I had an opportunity to work with Geekosity Mag, and you guys know Mikey Sutton. I've been mentioning his name off and on for like the last, I don't know, almost a year now at this point. But he reached out to me a little while ago and asked if I wanted to be part of a jam, right, in which he basically provided scoops of information to a few different YouTubers literally all around the world. And we released all of this content on Christmas Day. And I was given the privilege of talking about some Spider-Man news. So if you guys haven't checked out this video, I definitely want to encourage you guys to check it out. There's a lot of excitement right now just around Spider-Man movies in general. And so it was cool to be able to talk about this one because it is one of my favorite things, right? I don't want to ruin it for folks, but I definitely want to encourage you guys to check it out. It is a short video. I think it's only like 3 minutes long. So it's a relatively short, quick hitting video. So if you guys get a few moments, you might want to check that out. Let me go back to the chat real quick. Thank you, brother. Thank you, man. It took me some time to put that video together. Let me tell you, it was short. But you know, all of those little clips and video things that were in there, it took me a little bit of time to put that one together. So, what a video got me excited for that spider. Well done, brother. Well done. Let me see. I'm scrolling through some of the comments here. Every time I see Reggie's back wall, I get a little jealous. I know I shouldn't. No, you shouldn't get jealous, brother. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. You shouldn't be jealous because the thing to remember with that back wall is that I didn't have any of that stuff a couple of years ago. I didn't have any of that. And the question is, how did I get it? I basically did the stuff that I tell you guys about in my videos. You know, there really is no secret to it. Everything that I've done to do that is in the videos that I release to you guys. The FOMO, the having a goal, the executing a goal, not going where everybody else is going. All of that, the video content that I release is me literally telling you how it is that I've done this stuff, how to make the hobby work for itself, how to keep my comic book money separate from my family money, how to fund the hobby. All of that content, it all is basically the formula for how to do this stuff back here, man. So thank you, brother. I definitely appreciate the super chat, DB. I hope all is well with you, my man. Yeah, we made some changes back there, man. We made some changes. I decided to mix it up a little bit and take off to take the painting down. I just wanted to do something just a little bit different. Not a poster. It's not a poster. It's a hand-painted cover recreation by Frog Boy. Takes him a month to do these things. Yeah, it's actually laying out here right outside this room on the other side of my wall right here. What is this? I'm scrolling through some of the comments because I think I missed a couple. Thank you, brother. I definitely appreciate that. Yes, it does. It does. And you know, the thing is with me is that I've been trying to do some different things by editing in video on top of the audio. So, you know, you're trying to, if you will, time up some of the animation sequences or whatever with the voiceover, but not do it so that you actually get in trouble with any kind of copyright stuff or any kind of infringements and stuff. So there's a lot to kind of think about when you're doing some of this stuff. But scrolling through some of the comments here. Scrolling. You're a nut. I'm 2 walls in from the edge of the house, brother. And if you know, 3 walls, because he's got to get through the fence, right? He's got to get through the fence. He's got to get through the back wall. Then he's got to get through this wall. So there you go. There. Hey. Where was that? Master Blaster, I cannot make you any promises, brother. Okay. I can't make you any promises with this one right here. Spider do what he do. Okay. Spider do what he do. I can't help you with your warm yellow waters. I can't help you with any of that stuff right there, man. Scrolling through some of the comments here. Scrolling through. Yeah, I mean, I think that's one of the ways, right? Chuck is offering us some advice here. He says, sell your modern comics and you can build a silver wall. He did it, right? I think there's a lot of ways, right? That is one method to get there, but there's a lot of ways to get there, right? It just depends upon, what your preferences are, because there's a lot of people that love modern comics, so, I think you have to do what it is that makes the most sense for you. So, all right, so let me go ahead and keep this thing moving on. I think I've hit on just about everything that I wanted to talk about, by and large, I think. So I want to give you guys a heads up on some of the content that is going to be coming out from the channel over the course of this week. And I've actually moved a few things around because a few other things have kind of popped up and I've moved some stuff around. But what we are going to do is one of the videos that is going to come out this week is actually going to answer the question of whether a red ocean can become a blue ocean, and if a blue ocean can become a red ocean. And I'm going to kind of talk through some of that logic and how that might actually happen. But this is actually a question that has actually come up a few times from a few people. So I decided to do a video to kind of talk about red ocean to blue ocean and blue ocean to red ocean and vice versa. So stay tuned for that one. Definitely a vlog style type of thing. I'm also going to do another blue ocean speculation video. So that will be coming out. And in that video, I'm actually going to be talking about 2 blue ocean books that you may want to check out. And we are also going to do Comics Today on Wednesday at 7 p.m. We're going to do Comics Today, so hopefully you guys will tune in for that. And then we're also at one point this week going to have another 5 tips video, and this is going to be 5 tips for buying comics. So that video will be dropping at some point this week. In addition to that, we are going to be releasing 2 blog posts. I'm going to release one on Monday and one on Wednesday. And then I'm also going to be releasing 1 podcast. All of the podcast and all of the blog posts will be coming out at 7 a.m. So we're going to have 2 blog posts Monday and Wednesday at 7 a.m. and then 1 podcast on Monday at 7 a.m. And then, of course, multiple pre-recorded videos and at least 1 live stream, that being the Comics Today. So hopefully you guys will tune in for that. All right. With that said, let's go ahead and give away a cool book. This is Captain Arrow Comics issue number 24. What makes this book really cool is that it is an L.B. Cole comic from 1945. It is a 3.5 with off-white pages. So this book is going to be someone's book. And if you are the lucky winner, I definitely want to encourage you to send me an email to Regie at Regie Collects just as soon as you can, so I can get this book bundled up and shipped out to you in a timely manner. So I think the phrase for this book was planes, trains, and automobiles. That was the phrase for this week. And we have rolled 8. We have rolled 8. So we're going to randomize our list a total of 8 times. And then we're going to identify our lucky winner. All right. So let me scroll through the list real quick. And again, these are all the individuals that were able to successfully find the video in which I provided that phrase of planes, trains, and automobiles. So it's a shorter list this week, I think, because of the nature of the book and also because of the holidays. But we're going to randomize this thing a total of 8 times. And then we are going to give away our book. 156 people this week. So definitely a shorter list. That is 2. Here is 3. That's 4. Here is 5, 6. And again, this giveaway, as are the weekly giveaways that we do on this show, sponsored by the folks at Go Collect. And so the winner of this week's giveaway is Tracy is Best. Scrolling, making this thing larger so you can see that. Tracy is Best, Sin City, Jason, Treasure Coast Picker, Funeral Batman, God's Perfect Idiot. You guys can kind of see the list here at the top 10. But again, Tracy is Best. You have 1 week to send me an email to Regie at regiecollects.com to claim your prize. And in that email, Tracy, I need to make sure that I have your screen name, your government name, your mailing address, and I will bundle this book up along with a copy of the Go Collect exclusive variant and get this sent out to you. And again, the phrase for this one was planes, trains, and automobiles. One other thing I want to remind you guys of is if you are on Instagram, there is a giveaway that I am doing right now on IG. And all you have to do is to actually tag 2 friends on the post where I'm actually talking about the giveaway. Tag 2 friends that might benefit from some of the content that I release from my channel. My ask of you is that you actually tag real people. The goal is for me to grow grow the Instagram page because it allows me some additional functionality. So try to tag real people that are interested in comics versus Sean Hannity, who I do like, but is not going to follow my channel. So this is the giveaway. We are giving away this book right here, Marvelocity. This is a book that was given to me for the purpose of giving away by Milt. Milt hooked me up with 4 copies of this. All 3 copies, well, 3 of the 4 have been given away. This is the 4th copy that will be given away to 1 lucky person. Again, we'll do a random drawing probably this coming week. So if you are on Instagram, make sure you check out that post and tag 2 friends to be in the running. And for this upcoming week, here's the book that we're going to be giving away. Didn't even take it out of the plastic. This is Eternals #1, a 9.2. This is a newsstand copy, but this is the origin and first appearance of the Eternals. And this is going to be the book that we are giving away this week. And I have lost my chat, so bear with me as I attempt to share my screen one more time with the hope that we can actually get the chat back. And there it goes. All right, cool. Jerry says, lucky enough to win that Marvelocity. Yep. I think all of them have already all been mailed out. So hopefully the lucky winners will actually get those books relatively soon because all that stuff has been mailed out. And again, all those individuals that actually purchase books from me from RegieCollects.com, everything has been mailed out already. I think the last book that was ordered went out to the mailbox today. So if you visit RegieCollects.com, there's a ton of CGC books and ton of raw books that are available to you. If you order, you will get those books hopefully in a timely manner. So a couple of people claiming some of the books. Yeah, man, that's what, never mind. Definitely a really cool book. Definitely a cool book. Scrolling through, and again, all you guys got to do is tag for the Marvelocity, and then the Eternals book is going to be available for you guys simply by watching the videos that actually come out from the channel over the course of the weekend. And one of those will be a phrase. One of those will be a phrase, and then you just, do what you normally do. Yes, indeed it is. Yes, indeed. That book has been doing pretty well. I want to say over like the last, a year and a half or so, last 2 years, maybe, Eternals as a whole has been creeping up, right? I remember like when I first got into Jack Kirby a couple of years ago, you could get like the Eternal stuff relatively inexpensively. And I think now it's actually starting to go up big time. Scrolling through some of the comments here. Watch out for Eternals 2 and 3 as well. Yep. All right, cool. So again, wanted to make sure that I made you guys aware of some of those giveaways that are actually going on. And again, if you are interested in joining Patreon, I'll show the stack. You basically have to sign up by the first billing cycle in January, which I think is probably January 2nd or something like that. And what I'm going to be doing is in February, after the February billing cycle, I'm actually going to do a random drawing and actually give away to 1 lucky Patreon member some of these books. And you'll notice, if you paid attention, these are some of the same books from the last giveaway, from the Q4 giveaway. The person that actually won was in the lower tier, so did not get a lot of the books, but did get a couple really nice books. But this is one of the newer books that I put in there, this Venom Lethal Protector. I do not think that it is a 9.8 candidate, but it definitely is not a low-grade book, I will tell you that. And then there's also a Batman 368, and I may add some other stuff in here. We'll see how things go over the course of the next month or so. So again, if you're interested in joining Patreon, if you would join above that $4 tier, those books are all on the table for you guys. All right. So scrolling down through some of the comments here, I think I'm all caught up. There we go. I am all caught up. No, you did not. No, you did not. All right, so I'm going to get out of here. Again, a lot of really cool videos that are going to be coming out from the channel over the course of this week. One of them is going to be, can a red ocean book become a blue ocean book, and vice versa? Comics Today is going to go down on Wednesday at 7 p.m. Pacific time. I'm going to be releasing a video, 5 tips for buying comics. Last week it was 5 tips for selling comics. Now we're going to buy some comics. And then I'm also going to release a Blue Ocean speculation video in which I'm going to talk about 2 additional Blue Ocean books that you may want to check out. And in addition to that, we're going to be releasing 2 blog posts, one on Monday and one on Wednesday. Wednesdays is by Doug. Mondays is by me. So definitely pay closer attention to the Wednesday. And then I'm also going to be dropping a podcast on Monday at 7 a.m. All right. With that said, I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me just a little bit. If you guys need to reach out to me, feel free to do so on Instagram at Regie Collects, or you can send me an email to Regie@regiecollects.com. Take care.